Hello and thank you for purchasing the Trampoline Jump source code. This is a video tutorial that accompanies the documentation so you can reskin your app. We'll begin by opening the project folder and opening the Xcode project. All the configurations needed for the reskin are in the config file here, and all the images that need reskinning and the audio is in the reskin folder in the project directory. To reskin an image, you go into the images folder and you have the different types of images here. You have your icons and screenshots. You can also edit the images here that are part of the game. You select the images that you want to change. So if you wanted to change the trampoline in the game, you'd select those there. You would open them in a graphic editing program, something like Photoshop or GIMP, and you would just save over the existing file and it would update in the game. All the files that need reskinning, from the backgrounds here all the way down to the buttons and the locked images, are all in there. We'll go over reskinning the app here so you can use it and upload it to your app developer account. The first thing you would have to do is change all the icons to the icons that you've created. We would then go into the Xcode project here and we would update our bundle identifier. So you would go into the Xcode project and click on General here, and that would update with your bundle identifier. If you don't want to have ads, you can just delete the section here and leave it empty and no ads will show up. The next part is the leaderboard ID. So once you create your app in iTunes Connect and you create a Game Center leaderboard, you would paste your leaderboard ID here. You also have in-app purchases, which removes ads and also unlocks the 3 characters in the game. You would put your in-app purchase ID here. This selection here, the game font, changes the fonts in the entire game, so you can choose any font that you want that's embedded in iOS, or you can add a custom font. For a list of fonts that are already embedded into iOS, I use the site iosfonts.com. Just Google that. The marker here is the marker that shows up in the game for any previous high jumps, so you can just change that there to record height or highest jump, anything you'd like. The perfect jump text pops up when a user does a perfect jump, so they know that they have done a perfect jump. You can add anything you want there. The multiplier here is a variable that multiplies how many perfect jumps they had in order and gives them extra height. We give 10 extra height here. The bigger the number, the faster the user will progress through the level. The initial impulse is 60. You can change that so the user has a much bigger jump when they're thrown onto the platform, or smaller jump if you'd like. The world gravity is set at 2 currently. That's pretty real world. If you want it to be lower, like moon gravity, you can go to 1 or a decimal of the number, 0.5, anything you'd like. You can mess around with those and see the effect it has on the game. The player start is at 80. That's just so currently he's thrown onto the trampoline from underneath it. Bad velocity is if a user has a bad jump, if they land somewhat sideways, what velocity that the jump will have after that. The start velocity and the velocity after a normal or good jump. In the game, you also have an option to make stars be good or bad. So currently what the stars are at false, the stars are good. So what they do is they hold the player in place for a while so they can do more flips and jumps. And the character count here is what we have for the start screen, where the user chooses how many characters they have. So we have the free user plus 2 extra user characters at the moment. We're just going to run the app now in the simulator. And as you can see, here is the user interface, the beginning. These characters are locked. They can all be purchased with in-app purchases. We can unlock it, we can restore, and the app also has Game Center. So if we were to click Start, as you can see, you have the stars here that help the character, and we can just click Tap to begin. And as you can see, the stars help the character move forward a little bit higher than they would originally be. We can pause the game and we can quit or resume. And we also have the option here. I'm just going to go over to show you how the stars, you can change the graphic of the star to be a bad guy or an enemy. And if we do that to true, we'll go here to the app delegate because we turned the ads off earlier. And we click play. And there you see the ads pop up. And if you click start, you tap to begin here and you'll see that the star actually ends the game on the player. One last thing we'll go over here in the reskin folder is the level setup. So currently we have all the stars in the different positions that they are. And as you can see, we have the patterns and the positions. And if you want to edit the patterns or the positions, you would go in here, and this is the cross pattern that we see in the beginning of the game that goes around the player. So here is the cross pattern that the game starts with. If we wanted to remove the cross pattern, we would simply delete this here and we would restart the game. All these are very simple to set up. It's nice and easy. And you just add the coordinates of where you want the stars to be. So we do have the stars set up as bad. So we would jump, and obviously when it hits a star, it's an enemy star, so the player loses their life. And that's the end of the video tutorial. It's really simple to set up. You just go in here and add up the X and Y coordinates of where you want the actual pattern to go, and you can create your own star patterns or enemy patterns very easily and quickly. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me in the comments and I'll answer right away. Thank you.